What's good YouTube? Brad here from Blitzfred's Reviews with a pair of Nike Dunk Low Off-Whites, the Michigan colorway, and this is the best grade replica UA, whatever else you want to call it. Often dubbed the God tier pair, and I'm just going to give you a look at this today, tell you where I think they really killed it with this shoe. Yeah, it's a beautiful one from 2019. I will admit, when I first saw this lacing system, because I remember this shoe in 2018 in China, the reps were out a year early, and people were wearing them around. I remember just seeing that lacing system, and I was like, damn, no, I just want to see the regular Michigan colorway dunks, you know. And eventually we got them, but this is what came first. But I never got them in hand, and I never really appreciated them till later. Now I dig this shoe. I think it's cool, unique, and you know, this lacing system, this is one of the first shoes which it was done on, with the other UNLV colorway in the pine green. So yeah, first thing you want to just see with this shoe, on other reps, this see this material, this leather, when you have it in hand, it feels like you're touching a shoe that's been worn in for years. The leather is just soft, really soft, but it comes back into shape, and you'll see on other reps it's a lot more stiff, and the toe guard, toe box shape is on point, looking good. And you can see there's these just small indentations that do run through the shoe. It's not perfectly flush, but that's what you want to see, because yeah, it's just got this feeling of like something that's been worn in for a long time, but obviously it's on a clean brand new shoe. So that they've killed. Move up to the tongue. You can just check out the, here we go, that orange and the logo spacing. Here we go. Pretty much on point from photos I've seen. On other reps, it was the spacing of this, just the sizing, sorry, of this insignia on the tongue was off, and the font of the writing on the back, decent. Pretty good, right? That's one point. And if I do this, we'll take the paper out, so you can see the insole. It is gray. You'll see there's a blog site out there, they're showing some rep, fuck knows where they got it from. The insoles are black. Like, yeah, that's I mean, that's obvious. You're gonna catch a shoe out like that. These people just say real versus fake. Like, you think there's one fake out there? And then I guess sometimes it leads to a bit of complacency with some people. They just think that's what a fake shoe looks like. Like, come on, man, there's a lot of different factories making these. Okay, so there's one point. You can check out too where the swoosh is, okay? The stitching here, and just the overall look of this swoosh. It isn't like because this swoosh itself is kind of softer as well. It's not a stiff, hard swoosh. So that's good. Then you move to the back, and the sizing of this Nike is quite narrow, which it should be. And if I can get this focus right in, I don't know if we'll pick up on camera, but what you would see with the Nike logo itself is this screen print that they've put on. It isn't like perfectly smooth. It's kind of, I don't want to say coarse, but it's because the leather that it sits on is kind of, you can see some grains. That the grain effect comes through onto the actual screen printed logo. So yeah, it's not perfectly smooth, if that makes sense. So that is looking, to me, that looks on point, really good. And always a point of, like with contention with other reps, lower grade ones, they always get the font size a bit messed up, and the placement of the Beaverton, what does this one say, like 1985 Beaverton Nike Dunk, okay? But on here it looks really good, really good, okay? So they got that on point. If I go to the other shoe, which is the left shoe where the zip tag is, the now trademarked or patterned zip tie, I don't know if it'll come up on camera, but the trademark, there's a TM on here, and the M should be wide, and this M is wide, okay? Kind of a wider font. On the reps, other reps, it was a bit more narrow. So there's little things like that where they've used different zip ties, but this zip tie looks exactly like the ones that they used on the original pairs. And if you think about it, you can source these zip ties, okay? Nike themselves aren't making them. They've got to go and outsource somewhere to make them, and it's not out of the realms of possibility for someone who's replicating the shoes to find that specific factory and get someone to sell them these zip ties, okay? Now Nike, now it's patented. I don't know if that changes things, how that's going to work, but for these zip ties, I'm pretty sure people can get their hands on them through from open source places. Now, moving to the box, the font on this, the size tag on the box is just, it's on point, okay? That's all you need to know. That is on point. I mean, this is a proper 90, you know, I didn't want to say 98%, this is like a 99.5% made so well. And yeah, I've just given you a few things to show you where I think they've killed it, just going off videos and photos of legit pairs. So amazing pair. People out there, like, feel free to come and chop it up on IG, but man, if you don't like what you hear, just remember you slid in my DMs, you know. And just another thing to remember, not all reps are created equal. So when you're out there doing your rep hunting, just remember there's certain prices, like you might go the DHgate route and you might hit it and get a shoe that you're really happy with, or another time you might get something that isn't up to par. That's all the part of the process of UAs. But the rule of thumb, if something is a little higher or someone's got something for a higher price and you've been what's the word, like referred to that person by someone else, there's probably a reason for that, and the reason is they're probably sourcing something that is of a higher grade. Now we get into talking about grades and factories. There's some lower grade shoes, or not, I don't want to say shoes, but just factories that sell products a little bit cheaper that do execute certain pairs really well. But when you start getting into like consistently multiple types of shoes, different silhouettes and that, you're generally going to find the more expensive ones are going to be better, and a lot of it's just those little 1%ers where things are done to more of an exactness to retail, and that's how you start seeing like one-to-one sneakers, and you can start understanding how certain shoes make it past legit checkers, inspections, StockX, Go, independent consignment stores, sneaker conventions, okay? A lot of these videos I see are legit checkers doing this shit, and you know, just, it's like pretending like there's some sort of machine and doing this and twirling the shoe around and putting their fucking nose up to it, like, is gonna give them, you know, make it that they can automatically tell it's real or not. Like, when I'm showing you this shoe, just those small details, you got to be on your game. And if you're legit checking multiple pairs at a convention, or you're working at StockX or consignment store, like, I can't blame anyone for slipping up. It's just, it is what it is, you know. A lot of the time I think with these shoes is you're going to catch it, a replica through the box. Just going to be something that's not there, something slightly off, or you use a blue light and you catch a stamp on there, something that makes you a bit suspicious. But a lot of these shoes, it's really tough. And I don't blame anyone, but if you're going to be out there claiming, oh, I can legit check anything, oh, 0%, we don't fail, everything we sell is authentic. Like, I know, get it from a business sense, because it's just about making money. You tell the people what they want to hear. But if you're a consumer out there, you really need to bear in mind the possibilities, the potential of picking up something that is not authentic through the secondary market. And it is what it is, okay? It's unavoidable at this point in 2022 with how good replica shoes are getting, And if you want to really dig deep into why that's the case, it's because it all starts in China. Even these are Vietnamese shoes. Vietnamese factories were set up by a lot of by Chinese. Okay, infrastructure, the actual machinery that got things going in Vietnam started from Chinese, giving them that knowledge, and Nike was on board with all of that as well. But you got to understand there's a lot of interconnections between people on the replica side and then those on the authentic side, and it's like we hit this precipice in 2021, you could say, even maybe a little earlier. But if you knew where to look, you could get these pairs, not every pair, but a lot of pairs where they were just on point. Okay, 98% has been the term thrown around before, but I'm talking like we got to bump that shit up to like 99 to 99.5 or something, man. And a lot of that 0.5% off would be from the box. But this is the game now. A lot of people have spoken on that over time, but I'm giving my perspective. And yeah, I've had boots on the ground in Putian. I've spoken to people, and this is some of the feedback I've got over the years. And then my eyes just tell me, yo, you better be careful if you're out there on the secondary market. That's all I'm saying. But that's all from me. Another review done and dusted. I'm out. Later.